continue with this wonderful part of the evening, it's indeed my privilege to give out the next award, the Tribute of Inspiration Award, to an organization that has been a fighter for people, families, and so many for so many years. ADAO has been part of the coalition of some 450 organizations that belong to Safer Chemicals, Healthy Families. It's an organization that, as its name implies, fights for having the world be a safer place and to have people be more healthy because of it. They were instrumental in helping to pass a better version of the Lautenberg-Tosca legislation that transpired over this last year. And so it gives me great pleasure to award to Safer Chemicals, Healthy Families, the Tribute of Inspiration Award.
Hi, thank you very much. Really honored to get this. Liz and I, Liz is our Government Affairs Director who's been working hard on this issue for a very long time. We were talking before that we thought really we should be having a meeting and honoring ADAO because of the groups in the coalition. There are many groups, and there's other groups that are focused on a particular disease. There's traditional environmental groups, lots of community-based groups, environmental justice groups, and a few unions. The steelworkers were the most active in the campaign among labor organizations. And the thing I think that makes ADAO so special is you have at least three things going for you that not a lot of groups have. I think the first thing is definitely the most authoritative analysis of the issue with all the experts that you've pulled together. And Linda invited me to a meeting you guys had with the EPA in the fall, and it was great to see the career EPA staff, so the people who really do know stuff were still like, you know, just there lapping up all of this detail and asking for more and more detail about where asbestos is used and what they could do about it. And that kind of thing, not a lot of groups have that depth of expertise. I think the other thing is the numbers, bringing a significant number of people to the Hill when you have lobby days and events. And you see that with this group of people. There's a large, decent group of people here, and you've kept them together for quite some time. And then I think the most important thing is the moral authority of speaking on behalf of victims. And not many groups have all of those things together. And I guess the fourth thing would be Linda herself, who is like a, yeah, is sort of like a walking reality check for politicians when they're getting full of crap. And I've seen her knock lots of people back on their heels, and you know, because they didn't know what they were talking about, and they didn't have those things, the numbers, the moral authority, or the authoritative analysis. And it's always been the right people who have been knocked back on their heels. I've never seen her do that to the wrong person, you know. So that's an important weapon too. So thank you very much. Thanks for your work. Please keep it up. And just one thing I'm sad about is that we didn't manage to ban asbestos in this reform last June. As some of you know, it was a struggle just to keep the reform on track as an actual reform, where for a couple of years it was turned upside down, where it was actually a rollback in the guise of reform, a rollback backed by enormous lobbying campaign by the chemical industry and a propaganda effort that sucked in a lot of people who otherwise should have known better, Democrats and some other people. It didn't suck in John Tester. He was someone who held out until the bill got above water and was back to being mostly a reform before he was willing to vote for it. And that kind of resistance from some principled people in Congress is what, you know, eventually changes. And those people, though, had to be backed up by people like you and other members of the coalition too. But that's so thank you. So keep it up. We're very pleased, Liz and I, to get this award, and the other, you know, on behalf of it's a small organization. There's only 5 of us, but we have the coordinating a big coalition, and there's power in numbers and solidarity, as you know. So thank you very much.